Appreciate it. So I'm Joel Milani. I'm the copywriting manager at Vitamix. We are a high-performance blender manufacturer out of Cleveland, Ohio. And like you said ahead of the panel, I'm just going to go through a little bit of our approach to Amazon, Vitamix's approach to Amazon. Really a high-level look at our marketing strategy on Amazon, which includes but isn't limited to search. A little bit about what's worked for us, what hasn't worked as well, and some of the things that we've learned along the way. So let's see how this works. There we go. So when we first entered Amazon, we knew that this was going to be a pretty huge retail avenue in terms of ad spend. So we knew that the first thing we wanted to do was lay a really strong foundation in terms of branded content and really make the most efficient funnel for buyers that are coming to our pages. And so when we were building that foundation, we focused on three main areas: the PDP, the product description pages, A+ content, and our brand store. So what I wanted to do is kind of walk through these three elements and talk about our approach to them and sort of point out a few things that we were thinking about when we were building these out. So in terms of the product description pages, starting with the page titles, we took a first pass at page titles when we built these pages out. And somewhere along the way, we partnered with an agency who had some really great search data to share with us, and we found some really interesting learnings from that. One thing we found out was we were targeting some of the wrong search terms in our page titles. One example is, like I mentioned, we're a high-performance blending manufacturer. High-performance blending is a phrase we use as a differentiator to sort of separate Vitamix from, a $30 Oster or Hamilton Beach blender. We use it a lot in our marketing. It's sort of a phrase that has become part of our brand. However, not many people search for the phrase high-performance blending. So we found out that there is a lot more search volume around the phrase professional-grade blending. In fact, Ninja basically owns that term. We're losing pretty badly on it. And since then, we've incorporated it into all of our page description titles. And now we own the majority of the search results for professional-grade blending-related terms. There's a brand reason why we don't use professional-grade on a wider scope outside of Amazon, so we had to make the decision to do so here. The short version is we have a commercial division as well, and so we didn't want to create confusion between our household and commercial division. So typically, in most of our marketing, we'll stay away from descriptions like professional or commercial grade when talking about household machines. But here, like I said, based on the performance that we saw from including these keywords, we decided it was the right choice for us. The second element I wanted to talk about were the reviews. Reviews are huge for Vitamix. They're a huge consideration for our customers when deciding whether to buy. It's a big purchase. It's a $400 to $600 blender, typically, depending on the model that you get. And our customers rely on reviews to determine, is it really worth the money? And so one strategy that we have implemented is taking part in Amazon's Vine program. Vine is a network of approved product reviewers that Amazon has, where you can actually seed product to these reviewers ahead of a product launch. And so once your product is launched, you don't have to wait for those reviews to accumulate organically. They're already there. So this has become baked into our product launch strategy going forward, and we've found a lot of value in it. In fact, I think we send something like 2 to 3 times the amount of recommended product for a launch than what Vitamix typically recommends you send to the Vine network. And then to sort of like round out the product description page section, we spent a lot of time deciding how to approach the images that we can display in our product carousel. The first one has to be product alone on white, but obviously you have a lot more latitude with the other ones. And so based on search data, based on what we know customers are looking for, selling points, techniques, and applications, we've incorporated a lot of information into our product carousel, which you can see at the bottom here. There's warranty information there. There's a bit about the interface of the machine. We know that one of the most asked about applications in terms of when people are looking for a blender or baby food. So we've got a little quadrant that shows some of the things that you might not expect you can make in a blender. Baby food, nut butters, you can make hot soup, things like sorbet. And so this has been a good way, again, to sort of like add additional information to the product detail page, even above the fold, above and beyond what you can include in the bullet points to increase consideration when people are on these pages. The second section is the A+ content. So this is content that shows up in from the manufacturer section, just below the product detail section. The standard template is on the left, which allows some room for images and for copy. The right side, you really have a lot, is the A+ content templates that you have to work with, and there's really a lot more latitude to include branded elements, more graphics, larger images, again, to really tell that story and to try to move people through the funnel. And then lastly is our brand store. So with these three elements, we've tried to make it so that anybody visiting Amazon to shop for a Vitamix can get any information that they want about our products and about our company without leaving Amazon, to truly make it as seamless and frictionless as possible. Our brand store we kind of think about as a sort of microcosm of Vitamix.com. So if you click on the Vitamix seller link, you'll come here and you can see all of the products that we sell on Amazon. So you can compare and contrast. You can see the different features of each. And again, these three elements together, we're trying to make sure that anybody coming here is able to, no matter where they are in the funnel, find the information they need to convert. So with that foundation laid, I'm going to go through a few of the programs that we've participated in that Amazon provides. Again, some have worked better than others, so I want to talk about a few of those. The home gift guides are a program that have been pretty successful for us. Vitamix, we do most of our business in these two actually areas, Mother's Day and holiday. That's when our steepest discounts are, and those are the biggest times for gift giving from our consumer perspective. So we've found that we've gotten really great returns by sort of amplifying the promotions that are already going on at that time by including Vitamix blenders in the Mother's Day and holiday gift guides. That one's been really good for us. Amazon also offers an email retargeting program. So if you bought a Vitamix blender on Amazon, Amazon will send you emails that include opportunities to purchase additional accessories, additional containers. Typically, there's not a lot of repeat purchases when you buy a Vitamix blender. You kind of buy it and it lasts a really long time. So these add-ons are really important for us to get additional revenue from existing customers. This has been a really successful program for us as well. The Amazon Treasure Truck. Anybody familiar with the Amazon Treasure Truck? A few people. This is kind of a cool idea. It's kind of a cool brand experience. The idea behind the Amazon Treasure Truck is these trucks go city to city, and each day they sell a different product. It's one product a day. When the truck is in your city, you get an alert, and you have the option to purchase that product and pick it up at the truck. So it's kind of this cool like digital / in-person kind of hybrid experience. It's a kind of an interesting way to buy a product. However, a $500 blender isn't exactly an impulse purchase for most people. So while it is a very cool experience, it wasn't super successful in terms of sales. So we tried it in 2017, didn't try it again, but it was an interesting experiment. And then the last program I wanted to talk about were the Amazon bookstores. So after Amazon put all of the bookstores in the country out of business, they opened up 12 of their own. And what's kind of interesting about this is they curate products that have 4-star customer reviews or better. And so this is a cool opportunity to get our product in high foot traffic areas with other top-tier brands to sort of aid awareness in some of those key markets. So this is a look at sort of the progression of Amazon becoming the 800-pound gorilla for us. Started in 2016 where we were doing Amazon search and display. I took out real numbers and just put % growth year over year. In 2017, we added a few programs like the Treasure Truck, and we increased spend in search and display by 200 to 300%. And in 2018, we increased again. Total spend at Amazon went up 300%, and search and display increased quite a bit as well, in addition to adding a few more programs. So it really has become just a massive channel for us. So for a long time, if anybody's a Costco member here, Costco was our previous 800-pound gorilla. If you've ever been to Costco, you might have seen a Vitamix demonstration going on. what happened with Costco is eventually, it's a fairly finite Costco membership size, and eventually most of the people who were going to buy a Vitamix eventually did buy a Vitamix. So we started to see some saturation in that market. Things are still going pretty well at Costco. I think this year revenue from Costco and Amazon were pretty close, but with the way things are going, Amazon's going to overtake it pretty quickly. And then just to finish up, I wanted to give a quick snapshot of a specific sort of like selling period, a deal that we had on Amazon, which is Prime Day. It's kind of hard to believe Prime Day has only been around this will be the 4th year of Prime Day. It feels like it's been longer. But the key with Prime Day is you have to have the best deal. You have to have a discount that isn't available at any other point in the year, including holiday, including Mother's Day. And so, for example, the Certified Reconditioned Exploring, it's our base model. It's a reconditioned base model, but having a Vitamix sub $200 is essentially unheard of. So that was a really great deal that we were able to secure through sales for Prime Day, and the results were pretty great. We increased spend on search 4 times and got a return on ad spend of $41. And then display, I think we increased our ad spend there as well. And display is not typically a conversion channel where people are looking to buy during this period. And so we saw just an absolute massive increase in return on ad spend during that time. So that's a quick look at our sort of Amazon marketing approach, like I said, with some search included. And so now I think we're going to move it on to the panel.
Thank you so much, Joel. That was great. I think that next to last chart just showed us from the inside exactly why Amazon's ad revenue bumped so markedly just within 2 years. I mean, that sort of tells the tale that eMarketer told us at the end of last year of how Amazon suddenly became